My absolute favorite Today I Learned Science stories involve connecting the dots between seemingly unrelated things and discovered they had everything to do with each other. And scientists recently made one of those connections with the deadliest pandemic in human history, the Black Plague. The Black Plague wiped out between 75 and 200 million people worldwide from 1347 to 1353. In Europe alone, 30 to 60% of the entire population, somewhere between 25 and 50 million people, died. Here's what we knew. The culprit was a bacterium called Yersinia pestis, spread through infected fleas living on rodents. But one question that lingered for historians was, why then? Europe had rats and fleas before 1347, so why did the plague suddenly explode at that exact moment in history? And now scientists think they finally have the answer, and it starts with a volcano. This study revealed something interesting. Dr. Ulf Bunkton, a tree ring researcher at Cambridge, was studying ancient trees in the Pyrenees when he noticed something strange. The tree rings from 1345, 1346, and 1347 told a story of abnormally cold, wet summers across the Mediterranean. When he teamed up with medieval historian Martin Bausch, what they found in the tree rings matched written accounts. Volcanic sulfur signatures spiked around 1345. Somewhere in the tropics, an unidentified volcano erupted with such force that its ash blacked out the skies across the Mediterranean for years. As a result, temperatures dropped, crops failed, and a famine ensued in Europe. The powerful Italian maritime republics, Venice, Genoa, and Pisa, did what they were great at. They activated their long-distance grain trade networks and began importing massive shipments for the Black Sea region. Here's the twist. Those grain ships were carrying more than wheat. Scientists believe this grain was infested with fleas carrying Yersinia pestis. See, if fleas can't find a room at their preferred living quarters, which are rodents, they will settle for grain stores, where they can survive for months. This enabled the bacteria to survive the long voyage from the Black Sea to Italy. Once the grain arrived at port, it was distributed across the country, where the fleas were able to easily find an unsuspecting rodent population to mooch off of. And the timeline is compelling. The last grain ships arrived in Venice late 1347. Within weeks, the first human cases of the Black Plague appeared. These fleas were truly the nightmare tagalong of the century. This study matters because it shows us how much climate change and the ever-increasing interconnectedness of our world can fuel a pandemic. But it also shows us that we can't study science in a silo. It took tree ring analysis, ice core chemistry, medieval history, and epidemiology working together to finally solve the 700-year-old mystery. Some of the most important discoveries happen when we stop looking at just one piece of the puzzle and start seeing how everything connects. Follow me for more of my Stranger Science series and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.